hello, and thank you for coming to Dev Chanel's 40th World, where we do soap opera reviews. Um, I want to say thank you for coming to my channel and call for action. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Tell several friends about me and family members as well. Please like and subscribe. Be the first to comment. I enjoy reading your comments when you look at my visual and listen to my narratives for the soap opera that I'm reviewing. I love to read the comments. Please share on your social mediums, my YouTube station, through Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, any of them. Just give them the link to my videos on my website or my YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Remember to like and share. And let's go on into talking about The Young and the Restless. That episode aired yesterday, June 15th at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. Um, we're going to give a summary of Victor puts his plan in motion. Paul and Christine receive surprising information. And Phyllis makes a painful decision. We're going to the recapping of Billy and Phyllis. Both are finishing making love up on the sofa. Once again, when Jack stops by to see Billy, he's knocking at the door. And of course, Phyllis and um, Billy are rushing to put on their clothes, and she's trying to scatter out the way. And this, that, and the other. We go to Adam and Ian. Adam is over at the prison house visiting Ian, and he's just trying to see if, oh, excuse me, they're both on the same page still, and he's still willing to give his testimony in court on behalf of him, saying his father set him up and, displaying the information that he had for the jurors and the judge to hear. We have Chelsea and Michael. Chelsea's fussing at Michael for letting Adam to go to the jail to even think about talking to Ian. She tells him, he's crazy. And I really believe that he's setting us up for the old okie doke, the switch bait and root. It just is what it is. And Michael's saying no, he don't think it's that. Ian loves to play games, this, that, and that, but he loves to perform. And if he goes another way, I can definitely, object, and hopefully the judge won't sustain and keep the questioning going on and this, that, and the other. It is what it is. We go to Dr. Gates and the warden. Um, the warden is lying on Victor. And he's lying to Dr. Gates saying Victor's okay. Nobody have heard or peep out of him. He's resting well, this, that, and that. But the warden is lying about Victor. Victor's down now screaming through the top of his lungs, and wanted somebody to recognize that he is wanting to talk with someone about Ian setting him up. And he's screaming at the top of his lungs, and nobody's paying attention to him, really. But he's telling this false information to Dr. Gates, which I'm like, okay, whatever. Dr. Warden is telling Dr. Gates, Victor doesn't need medical help. If he does need it, she'll get in touch with him. There's no need for her to be staying around her office, waiting for him to come, because he's not coming. He needs to be in solitary. That's basically why he's there. Needed it. And he's telling Dr. Gates, the warden, that he's hearing a lot of back talk, a lot of information on her, that they are more than just patient and doctor. And he's warning her about the boundaries. Just reiterating things to her so it wouldn't be like I told you so when he go for her. Because he's pretty much believing that she's taking more of a fond interest in a prisoner than what needs to be. So he's kind of like nice, nasty, warning her, but she's not really backing down. We go to commercial. We come back. We're on Ian and Adam. Ian is saying it's not necessary for the name calling, and he gives out a few names that, people have called him, and he uh don't want Adam to pretty much chime in with the names that he's been called. So he just said, stop that mess. And I just couldn't get over the fake blood stain dripping from his white t-shirt. Like, it just looked like it was some kind of sugary substance. It wasn't like blood. So I don't know where they were going with that fakery. But that kind of made me mad. If you're gonna do something right, do something right. Even in the wrestling matches, they try to get blood to look correct, but not all. Like you can just dip it in some ice cream, like, oh, that tastes good. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, um, we go to Cricket, or Christine Blair, as she's known on the soap opera world. Since she's grown up, but usually we called her Cricket. And Paul, they're at the athletic club, trying to have a little moment between themselves as, husband and wife, as a couple, not seen as a prosecutor and a detective and a chief of police or whatever that is. And Paul is kind of being a little distant and preoccupied because he's really not listening to her conversation. Anyway, he's listening, but he's not listening. You know what I'm saying? Every other word, he gets something in. But they're going over each other how she loves spending time with him and this, that, and the other, and making a little small talk. Like I said, Paul is distracted with the case. Cricket is saying she has a solid case. It's going to be pretty hard to beat her. Then Adam is hell bent on a trial, and they're discussing that as well. Okay, then we go to Michael Chelsea. Michael sells Chelsea. He is going to make sure that a reasonable doubt is set in the minds of the jurors. And Chelsea wants to calm down with Adam's help, but it's not really securing it for her. She's still going off the deep end. And I really think she pretty much wants to get out of town, pretty much out of Dodge. She want to run. And that's what I really believe going to come up on next episode. But anyway, we go back to Dr. Gates in the ward, and he's asking Dr. Gates to go home. The warden is warning Dr. Gates her behavior is being questioned and deemed for the negative. And he, like I said, he's just giving her forewarning. Then we go back to Jack and Billy. Jack is going over who Billy is dating. He brings up Bethany, Victoria. He says it's not none of them. And, he's saying, okay, I know you want what I want, but, it takes time to build that type of relationship that Phyllis and I have, which is bullshit. Okay, then we go to Phyllis. She's hiding upstairs, listening to Billy's expressing his love for her. Then Jack goes in to do basically doing the same thing, and she's listening to both men express their love for the woman, not knowing that they're talking about the same woman. And he ends up telling, meaning Billy, ends up telling Jack that, yeah, he wants the same thing. But really what he's saying, he wants Jack woman. That's it. We go to commercial. We come back. We have Jack and Phyllis. Jack is going over with Billy about Phyllis and what he has with Phyllis. And Phyllis is listening to Jack, spilling his guts. Jack leaves after telling Billy he will find someone. Then we go back to Warden and Victor. The warden comes down to check on Victor just to make sure his lies wasn't futile, that he was telling Dr. Gates. And the warden asks Victor for proof of his allegations. And of course, he ain't trying to give up nothing. We go back to Dr. Gates, Cricket, and Paul. Dr. Gates has gone over. They caught up with Cricket and Paul, that's athletic club. They were basically trying to leave, and she's dropping a dime on Adam. So they kind of like curious to what she feels she needs that would support her case, and Cricket don't have to work that hard at, putting her case in motion to prosecute Adam for murdering Constance Bingham. She's saying Victor has proof that Adam killed Constance Bingham because he confided in her, this, that, and the other, whatever. We go to Adam. Adam comes home to tell Michael and Chelsea Ian will participate. He's going to be up and this, that, and the other. We don't know that because we know how Ian acts. And Ian ain't never full lies at this point. We go to Chelsea and Adam. Chelsea is asking for the truth of what really happened after Michael leaves uh, when he visited Ian at the jailhouse. Allison looking at her like, okay, you got me, I'm busted. I don't think we're going to make it. We probably need to run. He didn't say all that, but, this is what Chelsea's feeling. Go to commercial, come back, still on Chelsea and Adam. Adam is telling Chelsea to stop worrying. Take his and Michael's, what do you call it? Personal opinions on just sit down somewhere and just be grateful for the time we have, and there's nothing's gonna come between that. It's gonna be okay. She basically just trying to say slow her roll. Adam is really feels Ian's going to come through for them. Chelsea still kind of feels some kind of way. She don't think he's gonna be that productive, if not flat out lie on the stand and get us in much more trouble than what you're thinking. She's not putting her faith in Ethan at all. He's trying to calm Chelsea down, and somewhat it seems to be working, but she can get hyped back up on the littlest thing. We go to Victor and the warden. The warden tells Victor that Dr. Gates is no one to be messing with. He says, please don't cross the boundaries. It will only cost you more time and more headache. We go back to Paul Cricket and Dr. Gates. Dr. Gates is telling them Victor is in trouble. Ian is trying to set him up, meaning trying to set Victor up. We go to Jack. Jack is making some plans for Phyllis for the weekend to Barbados because after he got finished talking to Billy about her and what he has in her, he's like, oh, I need to just whisk her off for the weekend and spoil her. So he starts making plans with his corporate, um, I guess, secretary to make their travel plans at Jabot. But anyway, she goes on ahead and excuse me, grant his wishes and try to set up the trip for him. Pam is pretty much saying, Phyllis is a lucky woman. He's going in saying, no, I'm the lucky man, this, that, and the other. Okay, we go to Phyllis and Billy. Phyllis is trying to rush out of Billy's grab. Billy says if it's the last, if it's lust that they're both getting into, is very underrated. He's telling Phyllis how much he loves her, this, that, and the other. Go to commercial, come back. Got Victor. He's remembering a conversation he had with an unseen person that that's not really showing us at the time, who happens to hate Adam as well. So I don't know who this mysterious person is, but they're conspiring. And yes, Victor is a great son of a bitch because he has set up this whole mess trying to get everybody back that put him in jail. And that's so ridiculous. I had high hopes that he wasn't behind it, but it shows that yes, he is behind the whole fraudulent scenario with Adam being a killer. He actually set that in motion to put Adam in jail if he can ruin Nicholas, Victoria, Nikki, the rest of them. He's gonna do it. And I'm like, ugh. Okay, maybe Victor needs to be killed off because he just done ran his course. But anyway, we are where we are with that. Dottie Gates is telling Cricket she will say under oath what she told them again on record. Okay. Then we go to Michael, Cricket, and Paul. Michael comes in to tell both of them to drop charges, but they give him some news and he don't like it, meaning they go over the conversation very lightly. That now Dr. Gates is going to be testifying for us, saying that, your client indeed is a killer, and we have proof. So that's a mess. Michael gets upset. He calls Adam to fill him in on the new results, the news. He goes in and tells Chelsea a little bit about it. We go back to Billy and Phyllis. Billy's trying to set up future dates to see her. He tells Phyllis, it's up to her. Let him know he's willing to see her as, as him being the mistress. He's not telling her to leave. He's not telling her to leave Jack anymore. He's just saying he'll be the side chick if he have to. Phyllis leaves. Phyllis saying whatever. She does have feelings but they haven't changed. She feels still she needs to stay with Jack. Um, we go to commercial, we come back, we're on Victor. He's showing us images in his mind when he made this setup to frame Adam in jail, talk to this mysterious woman. He's telling her about some guy named Michelangelo. He does great revisions of people's handwritings, meaning he forges Sage diary and planted it, putting Adam as the conspirator or an actual person who committed the crime against her, in essence, killing her. But like I said, it's very well known now that Victor set up his own son. So we got to see that part play out. We have Dr. Gates, Chelsea, and Adam. Dr. Gates is confronted by them, and they said to her, "What is she doing?" America tells her she's being naive because Adam is more so a criminal than she thinks. Then she kind of put that bug in Chelsea's ear, and Chelsea started questioning Adam. But Adam gets her straight and put her back on the straight and narrow. We go back to Jack and Phyllis. Jack confirms with Pam with the confirmations of the Barbados trip. Jack tells Phyllis when she finally arrives, he's taking her to Barbados for the weekend. Phyllis tells Jack she cannot go because she had other plans going out of town this weekend to conduct business. But she tries to make like she can cancel her plans, but Jack was like, no, 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 you can go and do what you got to do. I'll just make it for another time. She's like, okay, the thought was beautiful, this, that, and the other. Go to commercial, we come back, we're on Chelsea and Adam. Adam is telling Chelsea to calm down. Don't let Dr. Gates get in her head and start, messing with it. They get fussing a little bit here and there. Then Adam tells Chelsea Dr. Gates may be academically smart, but street smart, she's dumb as rocks. Okay, then we leave that section. We go to Victor. Victor's I really felt a crazy SOB, and some lady is helping him conspire against the entire family. He's got money she can go get in a Swiss bank account, this, that, and the other. All this was a hot mess. Then we go to Phyllis and Jack. Phyllis tells Jack she has to go, like I said, out of town this weekend, but she's lying. She wants to go and see and be with Billy. Then we see a scene where Jack goes to cancel the plans and to get the pilot to stand down because they're not going. There's no need to reserve him so he can go back to his normal itinerary. Then Phyllis calls herself calling Billy, trying to tell him let's go out for the weekend. Um, just them two to get to know each other. It's just a hot mess, y'all. But anyway, that was my recap for Wednesday, June 15th of The Young and the Restless. Hope you enjoyed, and I look forward for you to come back today to get the new version or the new episode they're showing us today, Thursday, June 16th, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.